Most people walk into a room hoping to be liked, to be understood, to be seen for who they truly are. But Machiavelli, a master gardener of influence, knew a deeper secret. The truly powerful don't just. This isn't about being fake, it's about being strategic. It's about cultivating a myth garden around yourself, a presence so controlled, so intriguing, that even your rivals respect you more than they dislike you. Most people think power comes from having a lot of money, or a big title, or many followers. But that's just surface-level noise. Machiavelli understood real power starts with your ability to stay calm and control how others feel about you. Because here's what often hurts people. They get a taste of being important, and suddenly, they crave constant praise. They start changing their words to get applause. They need loyalty instead of naturally attracting it. They become like actors, not true leaders. Chapter 1. Planting the seeds of calm. Controlling your inner garden. Machiavelli would shake his head at someone who relies on constant approval. He believed the moment your feelings are tied to what others think of you, you become their follower, even if they pretend to serve you. That's why his smartest students were calm, not cruel, not angry, just calm. Because the person who doesn't flinch when others beg, cry, praise, or threaten, that person can lead many. Principle 1. Cultivate inner calm. This isn't about being cold. It's about being in control of your reactions. You can laugh, but only when you choose to. You can look serious, but only when you want to send a clear message. You become the kind of person whose quietness speaks volumes, but also says nothing specific. This frustrates people who try to upset you because there's nothing clear for them to grab onto. You're like a deep, still pond. You reflect everything but reveal nothing of your own depths. When someone says, "You're too quiet," or "You've changed," or "You don't care," they're trying to make you react. They're throwing emotional bait. And if you react, you prove you're easily controlled. But if you walk through these tests calmly, if you watch them without moving, without explaining yourself, they'll know. You're not easily controlled anymore. You've changed. Principle 2. Speak less, make your words count. Power isn't given, it's quietly taken. Most people wait for permission. They want power given to them by a title or by others' approval. That's a weakness. Machiavelli taught that true power is never offered. It's taken, but without noise. No shouting. No big announcements. You simply become the one others listen to. The one whose quietness makes others talk faster, revealing their own thoughts. The one whose presence subtly shifts the mood of the room. The one who doesn't raise their voice, but whose decisions affect everyone. This doesn't happen overnight. It's a careful plan. You learn who is easily upset. You study who wants to be seen. You say less, move smarter, act quietly. And before they realize it, you're the one guiding everything, without ever stepping into the spotlight. That's why Machiavelli said, "It is better to be respected than loved, if one cannot be both." What he really meant was, be unreadable. Be untouchable. Be so subtly powerful that admiration turns into a healthy caution. If these strategies for cultivating a truly powerful reputation are making you think differently about how you present yourself, you're on the path to lasting influence. Hit that like button now to support this content, and make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next deep dive into mastering your personal power. Your support helps us share this crucial wisdom. Chapter 2. Cultivating your myth garden, the power of hidden patterns. The next truth is that if you do not control your surroundings, it will slowly change you. This is what often destroys even the smartest people. They learn power, they rise, they become important. And then they get comfortable, surrounded by the wrong people, the wrong energy, the wrong advice. Slowly they soften. They laugh too easily. They trust people who haven't been tested. They ignore warning signs. And the world that once admired them turns on them. Machiavelli didn't just advise leaders to be smart. He told them to guard their inner circle like a lion guards its cubs, because your surroundings are either making you stronger or making you softer. There's no in-between. And if you think you can stay powerful while being around people who are emotionally weak, often chaotic, dishonest, or always needing attention, you're already losing your energy. The strongest minds carefully remove people who weaken them, not with meanness, but with clear decision. They don't announce it. They quietly disappear. They change their position. They watch from a distance. And if someone complains about your new boundaries, they were never truly worthy of your closeness. Principle 3. Become the empty space that everyone tries to fill. Most people walk into a room and try hard to stand out. They talk a lot. They dress loudly. They try to show off. But the one with real power does the opposite. They become the quietest presence, the one who speaks last but says something everyone remembers. Why? Because quietness isn't weakness. It's power in slow motion. Machiavelli's true students didn't need to do anything extra to get attention. They simply removed themselves from the noise and let others fill the quiet space. And when people speak into your silence, they show everything: their worries, their need for approval, their desperate desire for you to notice them. Now you hold the psychological advantage. You're not reacting, you're just watching, and the room begins to move around your quietness. Chapter 3. Weaving the Mystery: How to be Unforgettable. Principle 4. Master Selective Mystery. Machiavelli knew that what people think is true is more powerful than the actual truth. But he never told people to be completely open, even to close friends. Instead, he taught a method that powerful people still use: controlled contradictions. You must become someone no one can quite figure out. You might praise peace, but be firm when needed. You seem kind, but never give without a hidden reason. You seem easy to talk to, but no one ever feels truly close to you. This creates a healthy tension, which is the very core of true respect. Because people don't fear what they completely understand, they fear what they can't predict. So give them just enough mystery: a slight, unreadable smile, a compliment that feels perfectly timed, a kind act that never repeats. It makes them question, who is he really? And once they're busy trying to figure you out, they're no longer guarding themselves. You've now entered their mind, and Machiavelli knew that once you're in there, you've already won. Principle 5. Control your feelings. Don't let them control your plan. You don't need to be cold, you don't need to be cruel. But if you want to stay powerful, you must learn a very rare skill: feeling strongly without letting those feelings decide your actions. This is where most people get lost. They see someone hurting, and their emotions take over. They confuse kindness with safety. They assume good intentions where there's only convenience. And worst of all, they give up smart planning to avoid feeling guilty. That's not power. That's being controlled by your own feelings. Machiavelli saw this flaw in leaders, and he warned that the moment your decisions are based on your feelings instead of your bigger goal, you've already given your power to someone else. So practice this carefully. Observe difficult situations without quickly jumping in. Listen to excuses without lowering your standards. Feel emotions, know they're there, but make your decisions based on clear logic. That's what makes you untouchable. You're not cold because you're mean. You're cold because you've seen what showing too much empathy without a plan can do. It creates victims who started with power. Principle 6. Make people chase your approval without ever fully giving it. People work hard for applause. They change who they are to earn it. They give up their dignity to be liked. You use absence as a tool. Here's how Machiavelli would do it. Instead of praising someone for doing something good, say nothing. Instead of reacting to flattery, calmly change the subject. Instead of immediately agreeing with their ideas, ask a challenging question, then step back. Why? Because the most addictive reward is approval that is not fully received. It stays with them, it bothers them, it makes people try harder to earn what you didn't even offer. You become their inner mirror, their source of validation, their own internal voice. And now, you subtly control them, and they might even thank you for it. Chapter 4. The Unseen Roots: Building Lasting Power. Principle 7. Master the art of the clean, strategic exit. Power isn't just in how you enter a situation. It's in how you leave. and what you leave behind. Machiavelli never advised creating chaos, unless you could disappear before the explosion. So here's the rule: when your influence is at its strongest, leave. Not forever, but strategically. Step back from people who are becoming too comfortable with you. Disappear from situations where your quietness is now feared more than your words. Why? Because how you leave is where your lasting story begins. Let them wonder, why did he leave? Did I say something wrong? Was it part of his plan? Let your absence echo louder than your presence. Because the one who controls their own disappearance controls how they're remembered. Now you understand why this level of power often changes people completely. They can't handle not being understood. They need to be seen, praised, approved of. They confuse emotional ups and downs with being important. They never learned to walk away when they were at the top. But you're not like them. You're becoming something rarer. A presence that subtly changes how people see things. A quietness that commands action. A mind that stays hidden and undefeated. Principle 8. Embrace unpredictability as your sharpest tool. The one thing more unsettling than a powerful person is a powerful person no one can guess. Machiavelli understood this deeply. People who are easy to guess are easy to prepare for, easy to read, and easy to trick. They follow clear patterns. If you praise them, they soften. If you challenge them, they get upset. If you ignore them, they chase. That kind of person is never truly respected. They are reacted to, not truly followed. But the person who cannot be guessed becomes a challenge to everyone. Because no one feels safe when they don't know your next move. And Machiavelli knew, the fear of what might happen is more powerful than any actual action. To make your unpredictability a weapon, break your own habits publicly. This might seem strange, but it works very well. People around you expect you to act in certain ways. You must break these patterns on purpose. Smile when they expect you to be serious. Pull back when they expect you to argue. Show calm logic when they expect anger. Help someone once, and then don't do it again for a long time. Why? Because once you break your pattern in public, they no longer know the rules. Now every interaction makes them think carefully. People start asking, are they serious? Is this a test? Are they watching me? Congratulations, you've planted doubt. And once doubt enters, you gain control. You're no longer just a person. You're a psychological puzzle they can't solve, and that makes them respect you. Use strategic shifts. Machiavelli's powerful trick. Act consistently until it becomes normal, then suddenly change it. If you're always polite, suddenly become very direct. If you're always calm, suddenly show strong emotion once, and then walk away. If you're always generous, refuse a favor without explanation. Why does this work? Because people expect you to be familiar. The moment you act differently, their sense of safety breaks. They'll start watching their words, checking their actions, avoiding assumptions about you, and trying harder to get your approval. And that's when you win. Because true power isn't control through force, it's control through making others feel unsure. Make them unsure about your limits, your rules, your true intentions. They'll behave better, not out of fear, but because they know they have to be careful. Here are the final principles for your myth garden. Your reputation is your most valuable plant. Cultivate it carefully. Silence is your strongest fertilizer. Use it to grow mystery. Contradiction creates fascination. Be unreadable, be unforgettable. Unpredictability is your sharpest tool. Keep others guessing. Machiavelli knew that most leaders fail not by fighting battles, but by showing too much. They talk too freely. They react too quickly. And by doing so, they give their opponents the very tools that will undo them. But you give nothing easily. Not your doubt, not your desperation, not your hidden envy. You've sealed those doors. And what remains is a stillness that cannot be broken. Here's how to ensure your transformation continues. Hit the like button if this deep dive into Machiavellian wisdom has helped you understand how to build your myth garden. Your support helps share these vital lessons. Subscribe to the channel and activate notifications. Your journey to mastering unseen influence and cultivating a powerful myth garden begins now. I'll see you in the next build.